Good day to everyone, and welcome to Inspired with Christopher Williams. I am your host, Christopher Williams, and I will be your navigator and your motivator throughout this journey. And what we plan to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit on a lot of business topics throughout the show. We're going to talk about a lot of business functions. We're going to hit on a lot of business news and a lot of key terms that you're going to hear a lot of, but also you're going to want to use if you're going to be doing anything business related. But not only that, we'll also be doing a lot of things involving your goals. The ultimate idea behind this show is getting you motivated, getting you inspired, and getting you breaking those walls down to achieving your goals, okay? So, always feel free to connect with me, onewilliamsenterprises.com, onewilliamsenterprises@gmail.com, facebook.com/Williams Inc., where I'm always at your availability and I'm always at your disposal. What we're going to do on today's episode is we're going to talk about something that's very near and dear to my heart, which are business plans. Now, a lot of people know a little bit about business plans. A lot of my associates, a lot of the people that I work with, work for, even family members, they know a lot about business plans, but they really don't know a lot about business plans, if you know what I mean. So what we're going to do is we're going to tackle a few of the introduction topics. We're going to actually go through the whole business plan, through the whole process, okay? I'm going to navigate you through all of that. And then once we do that, I'm going to break some things down for you. And then at the end of those things, we're going to go ahead and talk about some things that are going to keep you motivated and inspired to completing your business plan and seeing your goals come to pass, okay? Now, throughout this process, it may seem a little cumbersome. It may seem a little tedious. You may feel a little apprehensive about doing this. But that's why I'm here, okay? That's where the navigation piece comes in. I'm always going to be here, and I'm going to walk you right through all of it, okay? And we're going to have a good time. You're going to learn some things. You're going to be able to take some nuggets with you, and you're going to be able to tell your friends about some things. And tell your friends about the show if you want. That way you guys can watch it together, You guys are helping each other. You never know what you can accomplish. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to talk about a few key terms or a few key components of the business plan. Those two things are going to be your executive summary, and it's going to be your marketing analysis, okay? Now, the executive summary is not as complicated as it sounds. A lot of people are like, well, what's that? That sounds like a big term. I'm not sure if I have enough information for only that. But the basis of the executive summary is you want to introduce your business plan to your potential investors, okay? You want to tell them what the business plan is going to talk about. You want to introduce your company, and you want to tell them what they're about to read. Right? Because ultimately they're going to be investing in you based off of this literature. So you don't want to give them too much fluff, but you want to let them know exactly what they're going to be reading. Okay? Now, as you do that, you're going to also include your idea, what you're trying to achieve. Okay? A good example may be something like this. The key component to this business plan is to give you a solid idea of our financials, risk mitigation, who we are and why we will succeed. All those are great points in your executive summary. Okay? Now what we're also going to do is include, as I said, the marketing analysis. And the marketing analysis is very important because you got to know who you're selling to, right? You got to sell to somebody, but you want to make sure that who you're selling to is going to be very, very, very strategic, okay? Because although we want all the customers to come through our doors, we know that initially we're going to have an ideal customer. One customer that's going to be our always coming back customer. Somebody that's going to be able to come to you on a regular basis. Someone who's going to be able to invest in your product or your service on a regular basis. Okay? In that marketing analysis, you want to remember a few things. You want to remember who my customer is, right? Because you want to know who the customer is. You want to know who's going to be coming through your doors, whether it's that's on a regular basis or whether that's on a semi-regular basis. You want to know where that customer is located, right? Are they down the street? Are they 5 miles away? Are they in another state? All these things are very important. You also want to know what my customer does for a living. You may think, well, that's very specific. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what they do for a living. But in essence, that's really easy to find out. Because if you're selling something like sporting equipment, your customer may be a coach, right? So therefore, you may want to tailor your marketing strategy to coaches, right? So you want to know what they do And not only that, lastly, you want to know how much money they're willing to spend. You know, how much money do my ideal customers have? How much can they afford to spend? What do they do with their extra money, right? Because at the end of the day, if they don't make enough money to invest in you or buy what you're selling, you know, you may be either in the wrong business, or you may need to adjust how much you charge for what you do. Now, throughout this process, we're going to talk about those key things, and then I'm going to give you a few points of power to take with you, to keep you motivated, to keep you achieving those goals, and also to keep you pushing forward. Okay? As I said, I'm always here. Feel free to drop me a line. Like I said, facebook.com/Williams Inc., onewilliamsenterprises.com, or onewilliamsenterprises@gmail.com. I'm always available. Now, let's pick up at the executive summary. As I stated before, this really introduces your business plan. Right? Basically, your executive summary is going to detail what you intend to accomplish, what you want your investors to take away from your business plan. And this is basically going to kind of introduce your company a little bit as well. So keep those things in mind as you're preparing your executive summary. You also want to remember that this is going to be a little bit about how you present your business to other people, whether those people be investors or whether those people just be, you know, individuals who may be potential customers down the road. Always remember that you want it to sound like yourself. It shouldn't sound like Bill Gates. It shouldn't sound like Mark Zuckerberg. You're not creating Google. You're not creating Facebook, right? So you want to make sure that everything that's in your executive summary or everything that's in your business plan in general sounds like you. Not a lot of big terms, not a lot of huge verbiage, not a lot of things that get you lost in words instead of content. You want to make sure that your business plan sounds like you. So when you're writing your executive summary, use very clear, concise, and to the point verbiage. All these things will help your potential investor get a clear understanding of what you're going to accomplish, not only in your executive summary, but also throughout your business plan. Now, if you like, there are a couple different strategies you can use. Some of those strategies can include bullet points. They could include quotes of your own. They can include other things that kind of help your potential investor read easier through your business plan. Now, throughout your executive summary, you want to also make sure that they understand exactly a general idea of what your business is going to entail, right? You want to make sure that they get an idea of your strategy, how you're going to do what you're saying you're going to do, how you're going to be able to make money throughout your business, and also how you're going to be successful. Those things are going to be what some of your investors are going to look for. Now, when you think about an elevator pitch, you think about something that's eye-catching, something that's very intriguing, something that gets your attention, right? Exactly. That's exactly what this should be in your executive summary. Something that gets your readers' attention, something that gets your potential investors' attention, something that makes them curious, makes them want to read more about your business plan, makes them want to hear more about what you're going to do, what you have to offer. Therefore, as you go through this, you want to make sure that it's exciting. You want to make sure that you use a lot of action words. You want to make sure that you include a lot of milestones that you're going to hit. You don't have to get specific with these things. There's going to be time for you to do that later on in your business plan. But you want to make sure this is something that's going to make them ask you questions, because questions have answers, and that's what you want to give them when they ask you the questions about your business plan and your executive summary. Now, as you go through these things, you want to make sure that it's very easy to read. You don't want to use a lot of fluff. You want to make sure that this is something that they can understand, and they don't really have to ask you twice or look through it with a fine-tooth comb. You know, this isn't something that's law-based, so you want to make sure that they understand it. You also want to make sure that you give a very good idea of what you intend to do and how you intend to do it, because ultimately that's what's going to determine if they invest in you or not. Now, after you get through with your executive summary and you've tied all this together, you're pretty much going to have a general idea of who you are as an owner, what your business is. So the idea behind doing this is that it's going to have a lot of very unique information in it. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to save that executive summary and we're going to write it at the very end of the business plan. Now, here's why. Being that it has a lot of very good quality stuff into it, we want to make sure that we're going to have an idea of everything that we've done before that part of it, that we can include that into your executive summary. So as you write your business plan, as you get everything on paper, as you're putting your ideas down, all of that's going to be stored into you. So once you write your executive summary, it's going to run smooth and it's going to be clear and it's going to be something that you know like the back of your hand. Now let's touch a little bit on the marketing analysis. What we're going to do is we're going to touch on it just a little bit. We're not going to get so deep into it just yet. We're going to save that for the next episode, okay? But what I want to do is hit a little bit on the high points of the marketing analysis so you get exactly what it's supposed to do, what's supposed to be accomplished in your marketing analysis, and that way you can have a good place to start, okay? Now, when you think about marketing, you think a lot about who you're selling to. You think about how you're going to pursue those customers. You think about what you're going to do to get those customers in your door. And that's very true because that's exactly what your marketing analysis is supposed to do. Your marketing analysis is supposed to hit a few high points. It's supposed to identify your customers, right? Who you're selling to, you know. It's supposed to also hit on where your customers are located. You know, are they online? Are my customers out of state? Are my customers right down the street? Are my customers 5 miles away? This is very important because you want to know exactly how to market yourself to get to your customers. You also want to know what your customers do. Okay? Now this is very important as well because if your customers do certain things for a living, that will determine exactly if they have the disposable income to invest in you. So just remember those key things when you're about to prepare your marketing analysis. And you don't have to do the traditional, question answer situation. Get creative with it, right? Because you want your business to be exciting, you want your investors to be excited about what you do, and you want your business plan to include a lot of excitement, a lot of things that are going to keep people intrigued. So there's no reason why this has to be boring, right? Remember, your business is exactly your business. At the end of the day, if people like what you do, they're going to invest in you. But if they don't, then that may not be the investor for you. So keep this in mind when you're doing the marketing analysis because you want to make sure that your investor knows exactly that you've done your due diligence with respect to research. You've done your due diligence in respect to knowing what you're selling, knowing how you're going to sell it, and knowing where you're going to sell it. So with that in mind, think about mock customers, right? Give your customers a name. Give them a personality. Give them a profile, if you will, for those of you who use Facebook. What do they do? Let's call them Sally. Let's call them Jim, right? What does Jim do for a living? Who is Jim exactly? Well, is Jim a professional? Is Jim a lawyer, a doctor, or a business owner himself? Is she a hairstylist? Does she have kids? Is she a single mother? These are things you want to include so that your potential investors know that you've done your research, right? Where does Sally like to go on her free time? Is she somebody that likes to go to parks? Is she somebody that likes to go out? Is she somebody that likes to work out during her free time? What type of friends and what type of things does Jim like to do on his free time, right? These are good things to let your investor know that you've already identified your ideal customers, your come back on a regular basis customers. That way they know exactly who's going to be coming through your doors as well. And you can also lay out a roadmap of how to market to them and sell to these people. Now, like I said before, this isn't something that's rocket science, but it does take a little bit of work, right? So don't forget that I'm right here with you through this whole process. Like I said, facebook.com/Williams Inc., onewilliamsenterprises.com, and onewilliamsenterprises@gmail.com is where you can find me. I'm always here, and I'm always here to help you navigate through this process. So don't let these things get to you, okay? We're going to figure this out, and we're going to make sure that nothing gets in our way of getting this business plan exactly how you want it. Now, right after we finish those key points of your marketing analysis, we want to include something else called a SWOT analysis, okay? Now, I'm not going to go too in-depth, as I said before, because we want to make sure that we hit that in the next episode. That way you have time to lay out a roadmap and exactly how you're going to get into this. So what I want to do is just let you know exactly what a SWOT analysis is. It highlights your strengths, it highlights your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. And this is very important because you want to make sure that your investor knows what you know. Okay? If there's something that could benefit your business, you want your investor to know exactly what that is as well. If it's something that your business is not as great initially in, or if something that your business may encounter as a roadblock right away, you want to make sure your investor knows that. Because ultimately what you're looking to have is a lot of transparency. Okay? You want your investors to come away from you after you've pitched this to them, after they've read your business plan. You want them to understand exactly, okay, this is what we're going to be looking at on day one of opening the doors. Okay? So, as you're doing this, you're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to lay out a lot of things to get you going for the future. Now, two things that I'm really passionate about in this part of the business plan are your vision statement and your mission statement. Now, the last piece of this is something that's very near and dear to my heart as it relates to the executive summary, and that's your mission statement and your vision statement. Now, don't make the mistake of getting your mission and vision statement confused, because they are very two different things. Your mission statement is very short term because your mission statement tackles the subject of why I'm in business. Okay? And that's very important to remember, because that's what's going to give you the most creativity. That's what's going to give you your most content. Okay? Think about why you're in business. Why did you start your business? What was the goal that you wanted to achieve when you started your business? Your mission statement should include some short-term goals. It should be very direct and to the point, because your mission statement is what's going to lead you into your vision statement. Okay? Your vision statement is something that's going to be long-term. Think of your vision statement as like a legacy that you want to leave behind as it relates to your business. Some companies that have great vision statements may include like a lot of hospitals, a lot of nonprofit organizations. Their lasting impression that they want to leave in the world. That's kind of the vibe you want to get from a vision statement. Now, typically your vision statement is going to be something that's very broad, long term, but it doesn't have to be over the edge or very dramatic, because you got to remember, you're just starting off. So a lot of the goals that you will achieve are things that you really haven't seen yet. It's just an idea of where you will want to see yourself. So think about things like milestones in your business, or milestones and some of the goals you want to achieve. And that'll kind of give you some ideas in how you write your vision statement. The mission statement is also something that's going to be directly related to what you do on a daily basis. It could be something where it's very short term in relation to the milestones that you want to achieve right now. So let's say, for instance, you want to, you're a salon and you want to work with a certain amount of out-of-state customers by a certain date. That's something that you can include in your mission statement. But don't make it too elaborate. Don't try to go too much in depth to it, because it's a statement. You got to remember, it's a statement. It's not a novel. It's not a sentence. It's a statement. It's just something that tells your investors, okay, this is what they're trying to accomplish within the first year or two. Once you get those two things, you'll be well on your way when it comes to your executive summary.
What happens when soldiers come home? Brene Foundation offers hero support to ensure that our heroes abroad can continue to be heroes at home. We link veterans with organizations who are dedicated to guiding the transition from military hero to civilian hero. If you want to find out how you can support our troops at home, please contact the Brene Foundation or visit Brene.com.
Does your son need a more challenging, focused, and encouraging educational environment? Renaissance Christian Academy is an affordable private school for boys located in McDonough, Georgia, with certified teachers that are uniquely equipped to help your son master learning. You're welcome to schedule a tour of our facilities by calling 770-305-9881 or by visiting our website at rcaboysacademy.org. Renaissance Christian Academy, developing young men to be great leaders through Christ-centered learning.
We've covered a lot of very important things today, and I'm sure we have enough to keep ourselves going, keep ourselves motivated to go ahead and move forward. But before I let you go, I want to leave you with a few points of power, okay? Throughout this process, you're going to have some roadblocks, okay? That's just life. Life's going to get in the way. You're going to have things that you can't control. But one thing you can do to keep yourself motivated, to keep yourself on track, is to remember your why. And when I say why, I mean why you want to do this. Sometimes your why is very simple. Sometimes your why is complicated. But your why is important because that's what's going to keep you moving forward. For example, I can tell you my why. My why is because I feel I was put on this earth to make a difference, and I feel that I was put on this earth to help people achieve their goals. That's what gets me up in the morning, and that's why I continue to do what I do. I also feel that I'm here to help people stay motivated and to help them make history throughout their own personal journey. That's what keeps me on track. So, when it comes to your why, it could be something as simple as you want to do something different with your life. You want to change. You want to make a difference, or you want to make an impact in somebody else's life. That's very important. That's something that you have to always keep in the forefront of your mind, because that's what's going to keep you believing in yourself when others aren't believing in you. That's what's going to keep you saying yes when other people are telling you no. Once you find your why, protect it. Now, there are different ways of protecting it, okay? One of the ways is to surround yourself with positive people. Positive people bring positive energy, and positive energy allows you to take your positive energy into other people's life. It's kind of like a chain reaction. So, when you surround yourself with positive people, it makes you feel better about what you're doing. It makes you feel inspired. It makes you feel like you can continue to achieve your goals. Not only that, it also helps you to believe in yourself, and it also actually helps people to believe in you as well. When people see that you feel strong about something, that's just something natural that makes them feel strong about you as well. They believe in you. They believe that you can achieve whatever you set your mind to. And ultimately, that's what you want to believe as well about yourself. So, once you learn how to protect your why, make sure that your why is something that you meditate on as much as possible. Set meetings with yourself to think about this. Set a time during the week. Make it a regular occurrence. You have to make yourself a priority. This will keep you on track, and this will keep you on pace to achieving your goals. When you spend that time with yourself, and when you spend time with yourself thinking about what's important and why this is important, this will make sure that you continue to push forward. It'll make sure that you continue to stay motivated, and it'll make sure that you continue to know that your dream can come to pass. I'd like to thank everyone for watching this episode of Inspire with Christopher Williams. Be sure to watch the other episodes online at bizlinks.tv, and be sure to connect with me online as well. Facebook.com/WilliamsInc, OneWilliamsEnterprises@gmail.com, and OneWilliamsEnterprises.com. Until next time, thanks for watching, and stay inspired.